We're doing that in aquaculture today in what we call integrated multi-trophic aquaculture or polyculture or mixed species aquaculture. It's really just who are the players. And as you mentioned earlier, kelp is gotten a lot of press over the last few years, which is amazing. We need more press for kelp. It provides ecosystem services in the form of absorbing dissolved particulate out of the environment. It creates habitat for other species. It's a nursery. If you leave it there year round instead of harvesting it all, it actually helps create biodiversity. But that is one ecosystem player. Some of the other ecosystem players in a multi-trophic aquaculture, with salmon used as the example, salmon are carnivorous, so they need to be fed. And if you're going to feed them a clean feed, like the algae-based feeds with the soldier fly larva proteins, their poop is not waste. It is not a toxic environment. It becomes a superfood, a fertilizer that is healthy for the environment, as long as you have partners there. If they're in a monoculture and they're in a high density environment and there's not the right siding and there's not the right circulation, granted, all that poop becomes toxic. It's all about having the right partnership and the right concentration. But there are organisms like shellfish, like deposit feeders, bacteria, microorganisms that all thrive on an environment that has the right balance of nutrients. In the ocean, we have environments that are either like eutrophic or holotrophic, like too much nutrients or not enough nutrients. And dead zones in the ocean that don't have enough nutrients can be brought back to life when you introduce structure, when you introduce nutrients. So creating environments that previously didn't have enough nutrients, for example, to even grow kelp or to grow, let alone something like shellfish, like oysters, mussels, scallops. Pairing those with a fish farm, all of a sudden you have those nutrients and you have the upcycling and you have the filter feeders that are cleaning the water. And when done right, you create structures that can actually act as fish attracting devices, as habitat structure that builds biodiversity in the environment. And I'm not by any means saying that we have it completely figured out, but I'm saying that by following nature's model and fostering the ecosystem services that some of these different organisms do symbiotically work together, we are learning that we can farm in a much different way, and we can start to see the potential abundance that can be created in the oceans.